What's the deal, YouTube? It's the Big Gamer Small Talk Weekly Podcast. We're down in memory today. Warrior Work's not here. Showstopper's having some technical difficulties. He's going to pop in and out probably. He got a shit connection. He got that hamster on the wheel in the backyard. It's like his internet connection. Yeah, but we here. There's a lot to talk about. What we got? What's the big news for the day? What's the big news?
Hey, well, we got the biggest news, obviously, is PlayStation Network. It keeps going down due to these DDoS attacks. Originally, people thought it was by these Green Lizard type deal people, but it turns out that it could possibly be done by this guy named Famed God, who apparently issued kind of a statement as to why he's doing it. And according to him, he's doing it basically because Sony hasn't invested any of the money that they've made into improving the infrastructure of the PlayStation Network. It's basically the same thing as it was on the PlayStation 3 service, and yet now it is a paid service, and you're having the same issues because it's basically the same exact service with moderate upgrades because, let's face it, the upgrades that are on the PlayStation 4 version are only there. They're mostly just stuff due to the more RAM allotted for the OS. So the actual service itself is exactly the same as previous generation. And I guess that this guy is kind of pissed off about it and so has done this attack, and it's causing Sony all kinds of problem. I guess it's been in and out all day, and they are supposed to do scheduled maintenance tomorrow. But who knows what's going to go on. This could be something because it's going to last a while. They've said that they're going to keep doing this. So yeah, it looks like people need to buckle in and prepare for the long haul.
Like I said during the day, I did a video on this. I'm quite sure you did a video also. And again, we're not making fun of Sony fans, but again, this is one of the reasons why I refuse to. And I know what DOS attacks, it's not the same thing as their shit being breached, but this is why I wouldn't refuse to give Sony my credit card information ever again. I was one of the ones that was affected, when they were hacked was 2-3 years ago, and Sony didn't say anything,
Yeah, 2011. What was it, like a week later, and then they finally said something? Yeah,
2 weeks.
They didn't even say anything about your personal information being compromised. It was just like, well, we're going through some issues right now, and then they're like, whoa, if you had personal information, it was maybe compromised. You know what I'm saying? It's like, well, gee, thanks, Thanks for telling us, like 2 weeks later when our debit cards. Luckily, man, I don't use any of that stuff on PlayStation Network.
Yeah.
That never seemed like a very secure thing to me.
Yeah.
So I definitely avoided. Hey, we got D back in here.
Yeah, hey, won't you try to plug up Hardwire?
I'm probably have to, but Windows 7 sucks, man.
Yeah, try to plug it directly into the router. Into the modem. Yeah, but like I said in the day, it's sad to say. Well, I why Sony was charging us to play online when their service, PlayStation Plus, even for the PS4, is still predicated on peer-to-peer. It's the same shit as what's on the PlayStation 3 and what's on the Vita. The same, same network. It's nothing really different. I don't know why they're charging this now, but again, we're paying for this. Now imagine if you signed up for PS Now and you rented a game. Do you even get your money back for that game? It's crazy as hell.
I'm not sure exactly how it works, but I think even the hardest Sony fanboy will admit that Microsoft has done a much better job with each generation improving Xbox Live, and that's why so many people like it. When you look at Xbox 360 and Xbox Live, they did the whole party chat system. They did. I mean, they had, what was it, like 18,000 servers, so not a ton of servers, but they did a good enough job to where they didn't have to do maintenance every week like Sony seems to do. You flip things over to one set of servers while you maintenance the other, and then that's the way you work it. You know what I'm saying? You got to learn how to work things because it's a paid service, so you expect that, right? And then when this generation launches, you have 300,000 servers, and you expect a certain level of quality, and they deliver that. As promised, they've improved it. You have dedicated servers, and that's starting to really pick up. And Sony, I don't believe were looking at this in much the way that Microsoft was. Sony, to them, I think, don't look at online gaming as the future. For whatever reason, because if you look at a lot of their games, they don't even offer multiplayer modes or whatever, and we're getting more into more where games are going to be online only and lots of multiplayer focused, and yet they have no infrastructure set up to run this, and a point I wanted to make just real quick is if you own both a PS4 and an Xbox One and we're considering buying a PlayStation 4 version of an online-heavy game, like say Destiny, Diablo 3, Madden 15, FIFA,
Wow.
NBA 2K15, The Crew, The Division, any of these games, take online stability and uptime into consideration when picking which console you want to buy a game for. Quit worrying about possible resolution or whatever. If you're an online gamer and play games online a lot and have both, buy it for the goddamn service that works. That's not constantly down.
I know the thing that I'm tired of hearing from Sony is maintenance. Every month we hear something about some maintenance. That's getting
they have maintenance. You
real
can check
quick. I mean, every month it's maintenance. It's just getting old now. I'm just tired. That's a free service. Guys. Real talk is free, and y'all paying $50 for it. And which is the dumbest thing ever because they're getting over on y'all, and they're not even putting the money, investing the money back into that network to make it better. When they came out, they lied and said it was better. And it's not. Just because you add party chat and all that little stuff don't make it better.
Mm-hmm.
Just make it a kind of okay service. It's still free.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what they got to get out their head, man. I'm just tired of this maintenance. And I want to buy that system, but I can't buy that system knowing that I'm possibly be down for 9 hours for some dang on maintenance. When I play, I want to play my games. I want to be able to play these games when I want to play them, not when the service is up or maintenance is happening. It's gonna be down for 9 hours out my day, and that might be the only off day. Monday might be the only off day I have from work
Great
to game
point.
online, and it's down for maintenance. That's not benefiting me. They need to stop with all that, man. That sucks. But that's all I got, man. I'm good.
That's a great point. A lot of people, like especially if you work or or maybe you go to school or whatever, you only have a certain amount of time to play, and they want to do maintenance on those times. I think it's unfortunate, and it's not a good idea. I think that it's not very fair to the gamers, and it's not very fair to the fans. There's a clear distinction between the two services. I know people will try to claim that it's not anymore, but it's a huge difference. It's a huge difference because PlayStation Network as a whole is one entity. Vita, PS3, PS4, right? All basically run off the same set of servers or what have you. Xbox Live, you can have 360 go down for maintenance or whatever for an hour, and you can still get on your Xbox One. Or your Xbox One can have some some issues, and you can still get on your 360. Different servers for the different services, right? That's what you do, and that's what you got to do. So what is Sony doing with the money that people are giving them for PlayStation Plus on the PS4?
Shit, they paying their light bill with it, man. I said that. And bro, it's crazy to be talking about this day because I bullshit you now. When Sony came out and announced that they're going to charge for PlayStation Plus to get online and all that stuff, and I was saying like I didn't understand why do I have to pay. I mean, I don't mind paying for. I'm not a cheapskate, but your thing is still dedicated on more or less peer to peer. You know what I mean? What's free on the PlayStation 3 and the Vita is the same exact network and it's not free on the PS4. That's bullshit, and they're not even taking their money and putting it back into their network. You know what I mean? And it's crazy. That's why even when I did a video and I said, the Xbox One and this holiday is gonna rule and Destiny is gonna run better on the Xbox One. And the Sony fans had a fit in the comments and it's the same game. No, it's not. That's an online game. If any of you guys out there that think that PlayStation Now Network or whatever the fuck, PlayStation Network can come close to Xbox Live, you're fucking lying to yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they are. I mean, look, this happening so close to the launch of Destiny, anybody out there that has both consoles is going to look at this and say, huh, maybe I'll get that on the Xbox console since they don't seem to have any problems with people being able to, hop on the goddamn network and play when they want. You know what I'm saying? It's like, wow, who would have thunk that people would want to actually play their games online? And I remember back in 2011 when this happened, when it went down originally, PlayStation Network. It was right when SOCOM 4 came out, right? And that game ended up selling horribly, which is a heavily online game. And there was another game too. I think it was like Portal 2 or something, and they were touting some big time co-op or whatever with that game, and it ended up selling poorly as well because their network was down. There's a lot of games that are going to be requiring an internet connection, and even their streaming service, and for it to always be an issue. In the back of my head, that would be something I thought about before I bought a console, would be the dependability of their online service. And anybody who thinks that PlayStation Network is a quality service, a dependable service, stay tuned because I got a good video with my top 5 list of things that are more dependable than PlayStation Network, and you're going to love it. So you can already probably start to imagine what it's going to be. So more durable. The top 5 things that are more durable than PlayStation Network.
Oh shit! Oh shit!
Hey, I just think just with the online service, they, I said this in my video, it'll be up. I said, we as Xbox gamers are eating a full course meal.
Yeah.
We have the party chat. We can find a game within well under 10 minutes. 30 seconds even. We'll be able to find a good match. Matching games and everything, and we able to just have a good experience online with just the total package. Where what Sony is giving them is some dang on candy. They're giving them some Reese's Pieces. You know what I'm saying? And then what those Reese's Pieces is some free games, 2 free games, and some indies. You know what I'm saying? That's all they get, man. Some Reese's dang on Pieces, man. They want to come bragging about that. Like, we get Reese's Pieces. But you all ain't got nothing. They tripping, man.
Showstopper, do you guys follow the parody account for CEO Kaz Hirai on Twitter, right?
Yeah.
Who's that?
Okay, like it's a parody account for Kaz Hirai, right? And he posts. It's not really Kaz Hirai, but he always makes like humorous posts. He says, "Out now on PS4, PSN Outage remastered. It's a remake of the classic PSN Outage of 2011, except now in glorious 1080p and 60 frames per second." So I think that the jokes are funny. I would actually love to hear what people have to come up with in the comment section. Give us your best jokes. Maybe we'll read them over the air or something. Give us your best PSN jokes because PSN in and of itself is a joke. So it's only prudent that we actually, make fun of it a bit. Although I do feel a little bit bad.
Not so much.
Just some douche fans. Yeah. Who are actually just gamers, So I think that I feel bad for those people.
Yeah, it sucks for those, and again, the rabid fanboys. But again, and I'm not saying that Xbox Live doesn't have their issues, but we don't go through. And that's why I said the reason why I chose the Xbox One, Xbox Live, hands down.
Oh yeah,
it's the best service. We got 300,000 servers. You know what I mean? Like I get it. Sony, Microsoft is a software network company. When it comes to that, they will always be leap years and light years ahead of Sony. This is what they do. This is what players they build. Sony, they're a fucking hardware company. They make toasters for a living. You know what I mean? you know what I mean? I'm just being real. And again, and if I'm going to pay for your service, which I don't mind, I'm not a cheapskate. I expect a certain level of performance or whatever you want to call it. Like you said, we should be going through this. But like I said, this hacker group ordered for this guy. Didn't you say some shit about they fucking sent out bomb threats or some shit like that too?
Yeah, okay. According to Polygon, it says hackers bomb threat diverts the flight-carrying Sony's online president. So basically, the hacker group that was actually claiming responsibility, whether or not it was them or not, they actually sent out a bomb threat via Twitter about an American Airlines flight carrying Sony Online Entertainment President John Smedley, and Smedley has actually confirmed that he is on the flight and that it was actually diverted for quote-unquote security reasons. So yeah, somebody actually did, which is terrible. I mean, come on. You know, I don't care. And people are going to assume that it's an Xbox fanboy. It doesn't have to be an Xbox fanboy to do this, you know. And if you look at some of the sites like N4G and NeoGAF, they're all blaming Sony or Microsoft fans for this kind of stuff. For this and the DDoS attack, give me a break.
Hey, man, that's that healing ointment, man. That's they're licking their wounds because they know this is bad. So if they can, you know, shift your attention to something else, you know what I'm saying? It takes away from what it's really about, man. I don't think it was nobody from Microsoft doing no stupid stuff.
Come on, man.
That's too easy, man. I mean, don't get me wrong. We're in a console war, but please.
Well, listen, it's not even a war. It's a war between the fans, you know, for chips and giggles.
That's all giggles.
Microsoft is a multi-billion-dollar company. You know what I mean? I'm just being real. They can buy Sony 5 times over. You know what I mean, and still have money in the bank. You know what I mean? So it's, you know, like, come on, like,
they're going too far with that one.
You know, and again, that's why I'm gonna be honest with you. That's why I more or less, like I said, gaming is a very expensive hobby. Am I right or am I wrong? You know what I mean? And that's another reason why I, you know, spend the majority of my money with Microsoft, because I feel more secure. They're gonna be around for a while. They're not going anywhere. You know what I mean? For the bad or the worst, you know, they can lick their bruises and keep on moving. Sony, not so much, you know. When I say that Sony has financial problems, what? The PlayStation makes, what the fuck? And they sell, listen, people,
10 million.
The movie division is failing. Massive layoffs. The music business is fucking failing. You got people from American Idol suing because they didn't get their royalties. Like, Sony is fucked up financially. This company has not turned in a hole. In a hole, you got to realize the PlayStation department is not separate from the TV department. It's one whole company. Whether you like it or not, This company has not turned a profit in 9 years.
Mm-hmm.
In 9, what? Don't come about the 10 million sold, this, that, and the other. They have not turned a profit in 9 years. That's why they can't have dedicated service. You know what I mean? They can't afford it. It's very expensive. I'm just keeping it real, man. You know,
it is. If you look at what the Titanfall devs even said, and it's not, you know, it's part of the reasons why they went with Microsoft, because the amount of servers that they needed to run their game, which is always online, was a lot, and they're a startup company, and they don't have the money to actually get those themselves. So Microsoft offering those was a huge part of the deal, right? Now Sony doesn't have that advantage to do that, and I would actually like to see in the future Microsoft exploit this even further and get, you know, definitive versions of games because they're running on Azure instead of peer-to-peer like Sony's versions would be doing. You know what I mean? Like, you know, I think that would be something to actually one up the competition, because everybody seems so focused on like one aspect this generation, which thankfully even that aspect is going by the wayside. Every new release that comes out that's equal on both platforms, you know, that argument gets less and less loud. So why not give Microsoft, you know, the edge with the online again? And I like their new ad campaigns for Xbox Live, best online community, best multiplayer. It is on Xbox Live, and they're not the ones getting hacked. They're going down every week or 2 weeks. You know what I mean? That's just ridiculous. But I will say this: it is a dick move. Whoever, you know, bomb threats somebody. I don't care who you are. That's
because you got just regular passengers on that flight. Like, that's talking scary shit. You know?
Yeah, that is like that's not cool. I don't care who you are. And like I kind of have my doubts whether it be a Microsoft fanboy or whatever, but I think that it yeah, I don't think so. I just think that it happens to be.
The reason why they chose Sony because it was easy. I'm just being real. The reason why they chose Sony because it was fucking easy. You know? Yeah,
Microsoft, like, to those people that don't know, Microsoft actually hires hackers to help secure their systems. You know what I mean? That's what they do. You know, they hire people that try to hack for a living and that are really good at this stuff to secure their systems, you know? I think that it's one of those things. I believe Bill Gates used to offer people a bunch of money if they could actually hack something or other within Microsoft. So it's one of those situations where they actually try to improve, and as a software company do improve each generation. And Sony seems like they were resting on laurels of the PlayStation Network from the PS3. There's no difference, just the interface based on more RAM. So you got to look at yourself in the mirror and say, hey, what the hell am I paying for here? Because I'm not really getting anything. I'm getting a couple indie games. And then let's just say this is a continued thing. If Sony's, what are they going to offer you guys? Vision X for free or Ho Hokum? Here you go. Ho Hokum for free.
The dang on Reese's Pieces.
Yeah.
That's all they getting, bro.
Here you go. You know what I mean? It's not it's not something that's you can't buy yourself out of it. You know what I'm saying? You can't buy your way out of it. You got to answer for it. And the thing is they don't even ever take the blame for these things. They just pass the buck continually. And that's what kind of ticks me off a little bit. Just tell people, hey, it might not be a good idea to store your information with us. If you have a debit card or a credit card stored on your PlayStation account, you're an idiot. Get that shit off ASAP and switch over to using prepaid cards or something different because your stuff is not safe. Clearly.
Yeah.
Sorry, I've been like taking over this goddamn podcast, guys.
No,
yeah.
It is what it is, man. It sucks. But it's fucked up. Like, even like I told you before, like, whether I'll play a game or not, just to cut the Xbox on, just to go through my guide and see, browse a movie, or I imagine like not being able to connect to the internet. Like, the world is coming to the end. Like, that's fucked up. Like, oh man, but hey, man, it is what it is. It's good to be the best. The Xbox is the best box. I say it again and again, man. The Xbox is the best box, man.
I think people, is sitting here, getting upset saying it's not hacked. It was the dots. So I mean, we understand, but the thing is, this happens all the time. That should not, even happen. At all. Should nobody be able to flood nothing and with messages or whatever they're doing and cause it to crash. That should not be happening at all.
Yeah.
So y'all can save that excuse. You know what I'm saying? It's different forms of hacking, and that's hacking. So let's cut it.
Yeah.
I don't even want to hear that trash.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, don't
say that.
Let's see
it shouldn't be happening. If you're paying to keep your network safe, this should not be happening. If I'm paying my $50 to play online or whatever they charge me, this should not even be a thought. But it's happening all the time. So
hey, it's bad when you can just put in PSN sucks, type it into a Google search or whatever, and you're gonna get a ton of shit, a ton of pictures. Like I did my video, I'm like, I'm gonna need a thumbnail for that. PSN sucks. Boom, I get like hundreds and hundreds of different things, So I went with it only does offline. It's classic. It's quick and to the point. People are gonna say, they know that he's talking about PSN because it sucks. It's terrible. It's a god awful service.
Happening.
Yeah, it PSN on the PlayStation 3, and I'm not sure about the PlayStation 4, but I'll say the PlayStation 3's PSN was worse than the original Xbox's online service. You know what I'm saying? It was worse. How does that even happen? You don't have any kind of, I understand they're not really a software company, but damn, you can't come up with something better than that?
Nope.
Crazy.
Nope.
That shit's crazy, man. But yeah, the bomb threat thing, bad idea.
Sheer lunacy. Sheer fucking lunacy, man.
But I wanted to ask you guys both real quick. Do you think if things like this keep happening, people might start gravitating towards the Xbox platform or buy if they own both? Will they buy maybe the online games on the Xbox One instead?
Yeah, I mean, I don't see it. I mean, because at the end of the day, like I said, we all gamers. Like I said, while we're playing online, singing Kumbaya, they're fucking jerking off, fucking, blaming it on everybody. But you need to place the blame on Sony. Like they need to, their money that we're paying needs to go back in the better than now. I don't give a fuck what. It needs to go back and make their network more secure. Anything left over, put it in the bank. You know what I mean? For more like, because they're charging us. I mean, when you pay money, you're thinking you're going to get a premier service. And that's not the case. And I'm going to say this. I know that, that no fucking network is perfect, but we don't have these problems on Xbox Live like Sony does. Yeah. We don't.
And this ain't even nobody trolling or nothing like that, man, or even trying to say anything crazy. It's
No.
just facts.
Hey,
You know what I'm saying? I mean, I'm just being real talk. This is just real facts. You just gotta stop with it, man. It sucks.
Yeah.
hey, Warrior Wart must be watching the show because he commented. He says, "Call a spade a spade."
Yeah. Call a spade a spade.
PSN is dog shit, yo.
Right. It is what it is, man. Ain't no sugarcoating that, man. It's a wrap.
Yeah, it's pretty sad, man. And like I said, I feel bad for the actual genuine gamers out there, but for the most part, I feel like you guys ever heard of a little something called karma? All you douchebags out there that sit there and just brag about your shit. Oh, we got sales. We play sales. Yeah, no, we got them sales. You know what I'm saying? Fuck your sales, man.
You know what it is? I'm gonna tell you.
Can't even get online on that piece of shit.
Because they offline the whole time, man, and
Exactly.
that single player experience, they need some type of some human contact, so they troll everybody. That thing sucks. Y'all, man, that's trash, man. Y'all got to get that up, man. Man, that sucks.
Yeah, it is.
That network is trash. God, that network is trash.
Yep.
Yeah, it's not a good network. I mean, look, even if I ever do buy a PlayStation 4, which it's looking more and more like I won't, just because they don't seem to be working on anything great, as far as I can tell. Even the little supposed leaks or whatever, they never turn out to be true. They're working on a bunch of like things that seem very uninteresting and mediocre to me. And again, that's my opinion. I'm looking. A good God of War game might tempt me. They bring back some Siphon Filter, which was a rumor that might tempt me. You know what I'm saying? Those type of things. Yeah, those type of things might tempt me. But then again, if it's anything that has an online thing, I'm not going to pay $50 a year for this service if it's going to be the same thing as it was on the PlayStation 3 and have the same problems. It should be its totally own service on a different set of servers and things like that. And the problem is Sony would need to, like right now, just invest a ton of money into an infrastructure and then switch everything over, and we all know that's not going to happen. They're just going to, you know what they're going to do? They're going to slap a motherfucking Band-Aid on it and say, off you go, you know what I mean? You scrape your knees, and they're running out of Band-Aids to put on it. It's the Titanic. Yeah. PSN is the Titanic.
And again, and it's sad to say that the PlayStation 4 should have its own network. It shouldn't be on the same network as the Vita and as the PS3 because they're free. Like I said again, why are we paying? If they're free for the Vita and the PS3 and they're all on the same damn network, why are we paying? I don't understand that. Like that doesn't make any sense to me. Like that's just a cash grab to me. I'm just calling it, like I said, Warriors say, calling a spade, man.
Yeah, call a spade, PSN and dog shit. Or it's the Titanic, man. That thing's leaking, and they're like putting little Band-Aids all over it. That's not helping the situation. Why didn't they fix it when it went down last time? I mean, these are obviously a weak infrastructure that can be exploited, just like in 2011. Here it is 3 years later, and as much as the Sony fanboys would like you to forget about it, it happened, and the network still goes down all the time. It shouldn't be an issue at this point in time in 2014.
I think that's the biggest thing is because it happens all the time. It's not like, once in a blue moon or something like that, man. But this is happening all the time. I mean, every time we hear about something, it's Sony getting hacked. And that's just got to stop, man, because it's not putting me in a safe place to want to even game online because my information, if I choose to put my information in there, could possibly have a possibility of being hacked. They got to stop that, man. I mean, we shouldn't even be worrying about this.
And I keep all my information on my Xbox, man. Hell, I keep my information on my Wii U. Hey, the Wii U is more secure online than the PlayStation 4.
You should not be worrying about this, man. This should not even be an issue right now, but it is.
Lying about that shit, the Wii U, like I said, they didn't. I guess they didn't have the mean. Not saying they don't. They're destitute. They don't have the money, but with Wii U, your information is actually saved to the console. Yes, it's a headache, but if they're hacked, like all your information, credit, all that shit is saved to your MAC address, and it's a pain in the ass when you get a new system, but I don't know what the fuck, like Sony, oh man, like it's fucked up, So when the Nintendo Network is better than the PSN, you know there's a problem. There's a major fucking problem. You
Yeah, I
know.
think there's less maintenance on Nintendo Network as well, and they're like basically new at this kind of thing. And it's one of those situations where they still have less problems. I mean, I think their online network is dog shit too, but at least it's not down every week and hacked and DDoS and your information gets stolen. You know what I mean? Hell, the information is so secure. Even if you get a new console, you have trouble getting your old shit back. You know what I'm saying? So it's like. There's like a big difference there. So yeah, I think that it's funny. And what's really funny is like, and I hate that. Like I said, I'm not laughing at the people that are genuine gamers, right? I'm laughing at the little douchebags, mostly probably the ones that watch us and like to hate on us or whatever, because they're the ones that are mostly affected by this, and it's all karma, I believe. You know what I mean? It's like you guys talk all that shit. And then, and you guys talk all that shit about exclusives at the end of the 360, and now y'all got nothing. You got knack and a bunch of bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Got a pocket full of turds in one hand and knack. You know what I mean? It's like really, guys, come on. It all comes back to you. That's why I'm real careful with what I say, because I don't really like getting shit thrown back in my face. So I'm careful about what I say. But let's call a spade a spade. Sony doesn't have that financial stability to make a lot of first-party exclusives anymore, like the PS3. You know what I mean? So that's not going to happen. I don't even worry about that. And that's just, it is what it is. But there are some other things going on today, guys. You wanna move on a little bit?
Yeah, we got it. What's going on?
They got the point.
Yeah, it's the Titanic, man. That PSN is bullshit, man. Okay, big news. Sucker Punch Studios got hit with major layoffs this past week. The infamous Second Son and whatever developer. They also did the Sly Cooper games on the PlayStation 2, which was actually a pretty good series. If you like platforming games, I have them. I was actually a fan of those games. Now I wasn't a big fan of the infamous games, but they say up to 40% of their workforce got laid off. So I actually hope that they find jobs in the industry, but it just goes to show you that. Did you guys hear the rumor that that game between the development and the advertising cost about $100 million?
No, I ain't heard that. What game?
Infamous Second Son.
$100 million?
Yeah, that I'm just saying. I mean, okay, I'm not saying this 100%. Don't be like, Crap Gamer's a fucking liar. This is the rumors that I heard from various people that they spent almost $100 million on developing this game and advertising the game, right?
Yeah.
And so obviously the game didn't do as well as they hoped. I mean, we kind of all called this. You can probably go back and watch old shows, and we all said, hey, here's a game with a short single-player experience, no online. There's not really, and a lot of people said, hey, I'm going to wait for it to come to PlayStation Plus for free. So I think that at the end of the day, that probably negatively affected some sales. And you would think that since it was an exclusive, that the Sony people that had, I think at the time, what was there, like 5-6 million PS4s out already?
How many units did it sell?
I think at the time that game released, wasn't there like 5-6 million PS4s out there?
Yeah, but how many did it sell?
We don't even know how many it sold. They haven't really said. I mean, they originally said that it sold like 1 million units or whatever, and then you never heard anything more from it.
Yeah, they got 10 million units out there supposedly sold, and only sold 1 million. 1 million, infamous Second Son. That's not a good sign.
Yeah, well, I'm gonna say this on the fact that the developers got laid off. This has been happening in the gaming community a lot lately, and it's not a good thing. I don't want anybody to lose their jobs.
Yeah, I did a video and I said the same thing. It sucks.
It's been happening on both sides. Microsoft been laying off people, Sony been laying off people, and it's getting to the point to where gamers, we are taking it as fighting fuel or whatever, but it's really not, man. This is not something to laugh or use in that manner, but it's
those people have
sad, man. These people got jobs, everything. So I don't want to turn that into nothing like that, man. I just my hats go off to them for losing, their jobs, man. That's just not good at all. I wouldn't even want to, be used in that manner if I lost my job. That's not good. So I just want to that we could just leave that alone and just move
Yeah,
on.
yeah. I'm just pointing that out, man. Because it's news, I'm not like making light of the situation. I think it is bad.
Yeah,
There's no good from that. From any of
it's
these
not
layoffs. Now,
whatsoever.
a lot of people say that, hey, Crappy, you've championed this kind of thing before. I've never actually championed layoffs. What I've
Yeah,
done is I've made videos about like people from Naughty Dog up and leaving mid-project, which is something completely different. You know what I'm saying? If you got like a game director or a game writer who leaves mid-project, I think that's a bad sign.
Mm-hmm.
A lot different than layoffs, which are always a bad thing. Never a good thing, always a bad thing. And hopefully those people get, find their jobs or whatever.
yeah.
Really. I mean, next gen. Did you enjoy the game? I mean, did you think it was like?
It was very repetitive. It was very,
Yeah. I mean, the first two were really repetitive as well.
it was very
Yeah.
repetitive, and no online component. It was very competitive. It was pretty nice looking game, but like I said, it was very repetitive. That's what I don't understand is that Sony didn't have many AAA games, and I thought it was so much better than the Sony like to brag. Sony fans like to brag about their exclusives, but like they said, they don't go out and buy them. And
Yeah.
same old song.
Didn't that game sell like a million the first week?
Oh, what? No, hell no. It's on a million the first week.
No, like I bet probably about like 9 days. It was like 2 weeks then, wasn't it? About a million.
I
No,
don't remember.
no, it ain't selling a million the first week.
Maybe if we go to VG charts, it'll tell us. Oh wait, that site's completely false and bullshit.
Yeah, that's like
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, I mean,
I
there's the only way to
game
tell.
sold well. I thought it sold okay.
Nah, out.
I think
No,
you know what it was like.
Titanfall outsold it.
I know that, but I'm saying I
Titanfall
thought it sold
apparently is
okay.
the biggest best-selling next-gen game so far. So, but I mean, even not just comparing that, I think the numbers of sold Infamous games compared to numbers of PlayStation 4 owners was very minimal. I think it was like, what, 1/4 or something? It was like a very low number of the install base was actually buying that game for whatever reason. I mean, it's not like there's a ton of games on there, but if you go to GameStop and you look at the PS4 used section, what are the first 3 games you're going to see like a million copies of? It's going to be
Killzone.
Infamous, Killzone,
and Knack.
Infamous, and Knack.
And
You just see freaking you see those things all over the place.
I think Sony has lost their touch, lost their with making great. Sony used to make great first party, one player games experiences, but I think they lost their way. Like I said, Infamous was very pretty, but it was very repetitive. I mean, I beat it, but it was like I said, it was very repetitive, very repetitive. That's and a lot of Sony fans didn't buy it, a lot.
Oh yeah, I mean considering, and even now, I mean there's 10 million PlayStation 4 sold supposedly, and and this game still is like, nowhere to be found. I mean, there are official NPD numbers, and it's not in the top 20. I mean, it dropped out like almost immediately, like the following month. So, yeah, so I think that says a lot. I mean, the game wasn't all it could be, and then there was also the downgrade. Remember how good it looked at their reveal in E3, and then when it released, like part of the time there's no shadow on the guy, and the light effects and all that stuff looked really dumbed down. But I mean that stuff happens and is to be expected. But it's like just. For Sony, to me, it seems like they do a lot of these promising things, and then
they always overpromise.
Yeah.
Sony always. That's if I had one issue with Sony, is that they always overpromise and never deliver.
Yeah, they overpromise and either never deliver or underdeliver. So I think that
last generation 1080p 60 frames per second they were saying for the PS3.
right.
1080p. That's what Sony does, you know.
Yeah. Also, like next gen, you actually did a video on this, and I didn't get a chance to yet. But did like the Jack Ryan situation? He's like the head of PlayStation in Europe, and he was actually talking about Sony getting out of the hardware business and just doing games via streaming and things like that, like a software perspective.
Hmm. Hmm.
And he actually talks like pretty legitly about it. Like there might not be a PlayStation 5; it could just be streaming stuff. You know what I
You know
mean? And I
what?
think that
It's something that we talked about in the past. Is that it would be very profitable for Sony to have and when I said this, and I don't know what the fuck, like, what's wrong with these fanatic Sony fans, is because these are not my words. Even though we discussed it before, behind the scenes, this is what Sony is saying out their mouth. It's very costly to make a hardware. Why do you think Steam didn't do their own boxes? They went to Dell and HP and all that shit. You know what I mean? Because it costs a lot of money. Sony can have a service like Netflix, and you can get all their, first party games or whatever the case may be, maybe for $20 or something a month, you know, and like, it might pay off for them. You know what I mean? And that will
yeah,
they make them a lot of money. Like, you can have the PlayStation, whatever the fuck you want to call it, PlayStation, whatever. Have it on your Xbox, being able to play God of War on your Wii U or whatever the case may be, and stream them off the cloud or whatever. That will be huge. You know what I mean, for them. You know.
yeah. I actually got something to talk about regarding something that actually Microsoft has cooked up about that. I mean, we could segue now if you want, but
Hmm.
I did have another bit of Sony stuff to talk about. Which so I'll get to the Microsoft stuff in a minute, but another interesting thing besides Jack Ryan talking about that and possibly just being software in the future was Yoshida actually, and this guy is like, he's the Japanese Don Matrick, let's face it. He said that he was confused as to why people were buying so many PS4s. He didn't understand it. This is the guy in charge of like the Sony studios, the head guy, the big honcho, and he's saying he doesn't get it. He doesn't understand why so many people are buying the console. What do you guys think about that?
um, they don't know what they're clueless. They don't know what the hell's going on. They don't know
Do
their
you think
business.
that are they just winging
I
this?
think
Like,
I
I
think
mean,
no. What I took from that was this, that he's nervous about how successful it is right now. He don't understand. Like, he thinking that because he said it in the article that he believed that's his core audience, is that they might hit their ceiling and it might not continue on anymore like that, the road that they're going down. So I just looking at that, when you read articles, sometimes it's hard to understand what they're saying and taking a person way out of context sometimes, to where it seems one way, but from what I got from him, it's just he's nervous.
you sound far away, showstopper.
Do I?
don't
Okay,
don't
okay. Can
go
you hear
into
me
the
now?
light.
Can you
Don't.
hear me now?
Yeah,
Can you hear
now
me now?
yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah, it just seems like he was just nervous, and he don't want to hit that ceiling because they came out the gate they blazing,
Yep.
and then after
Yeah.
so long they're gonna hit a ceiling, and I mean then it's gonna slow down. So he's trying to figure out how can they keep that going, and I think that's what I
See,
get from it.
I don't think I
Not
don't
that they
think they
nervous.
can, because in the day, they're hot now. It's a
Hmm.
I say a splash in the pan, but Microsoft can out money them. They
Hmm.
got more games than them. I'm not talking about indies. I'm talking about AAA games, and Microsoft has a library of games. The first time I can say that Microsoft has more AAA games than Sony. They do. I mean, you can't negate that. Even for their next year, 2015, we got
Hmm.
Fable, we got Scalebound, we got Halo 5, we got Quantum Break, and we got other shit that we don't even know about. You know what I mean? And all we know about, Sony, you got Bloodborne and what's that shit? Bloodborne and the Order, which they said was horrible.
Did you read that article about the
Yes, I
Order?
did.
Oh
Yes, I
my
did.
God.
Yes, I
It
did.
sounds like what I was saying might be the truth. And I watched some off-screen gameplay of this. It looks like almost on rails. Like I keep saying it, people keep laughing at me. But the video that I saw, which was IGN, the guy's playing it, like he crouches down and he has to get behind cover. And then when he tries to leave the cover, like it looked like the game made him stay crouched and back behind cover, like walk backwards. It looked
Yeah.
like not natural. It didn't look good to me. Like I can understand how people want a graphical benchmark, but remember you guys got that with Infamous, and it turned out to be kind of a mediocre game.
Hmm.
Man, if I had to guess, man, I don't even know yet, and I hope it doesn't do like really poorly. But that game's looking like it's going to be not good. It's not. It's going to end up not scoring well, and a lot of Sony fans are putting a lot of hope into this game. What happens if it comes out not being good? I mean, what's your next hope after that? Because you got all these consoles sold, and let's face it, the 10 million sold is a blessing and a curse, right? Because Sony, and I can see where maybe Yoshida is a little bit not understanding why they're selling so many. On one thing, so far all they've done is indies, free-to-play PC ports, very few big titles, right? So,
Hmm.
do they keep doing that since they've sold so many, or are they going to try to change it up a little bit? And if the Sony fans just out in public act like they're so happy with this specific kind of content, they're only hurting themselves, in my opinion. Like if you want something, you have to let them know. You know what I'm saying? We're in that day and age used to social media, but it seems like Sony fans are so afraid to say they're unhappy with things that they're afraid to admit that. You know what I'm saying? As an Xbox owner, I'll be the first one to say, hey, I want a damn screenshot option. Yo, Phil Spencer, when are you going to hook that up? And he replies back to me on Twitter, hey, working on it. We're going to get it done here soon. We hear you. You know what I'm saying? That's what you got to do. If I were to sit there and just say, and I did it in a respectful way. So why don't Sony fans in a respectful way be like, hey, Yoshida, are we going to get some more AAA titles?
He said
Indies are.
he said they don't understand the reason why AAA is so important. They got indies.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. He does say that. I mean, that that's sort of
Those are
the.
not my words. Those are his words. And you know what? Crap. I've said this a while ago. After E3 2013, and when they was leaning more to indies, they said they could sell 5,000 indies, and it can be profitable. You know what I mean? The days of Sony pumping out all those exclusives, it's no more. I don't give a fuck how you want to spin it. It's the truth. This is coming from Jack Tritton and Mark Cerny, and they're not. You're not. I'm not saying that Sony's not going to make any exclusives, but you're not going to get this. Sony's not going to be the Sony that you fell in love with. It's not. They're going to lean more on third party and indies. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean it's unfortunate, and like I said, if you look at like the things that Yoshida and some of those people from Sony's corner has said, they said, do we get complacent with what we're doing? And if you look at their E3 and their Gamescom, which both were really pretty unimpressive in my opinion, it seems like they have a clear direction that they're going in. And if you guys don't like indies, and I mean, what was their big megaton for Gamescom? What was it? Was it
Um,
DayZ? I mean, we didn't even see any footage from that, so that's cool. I mean, you get a port that's probably going to go to the Xbox One as well, that I absolutely have no care for either way. But I mean, what was the big Sony thing? I just
um,
a
I
lot of
think
people were talking about like a couple of indie games or something. What was it? Some game called Wild or something?
oh, come on, man. Oh, indie
No,
game.
that is I swear to God, that is the game that people were like, "Did you see that Wild game?" You know what I
Man.
mean?
Listen, I would take a AAA game, a $60 game over a $10 game in the A. I'm sorry.
That they aren't even $10, man. They're charging like $20, $30 for some of these indie games.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I didn't buy a next generation game to play indies. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I think it's kind of ridiculous, and then and they've also kind of backtracked on the whole on the whole remaster thing. Now they're saying, well, maybe we won't do that. Jack Ryan says this again. He's like, well, maybe we won't because otherwise it would just be a rehashed last generation. Well, guess what? You guys were the one that rehashed the generation before. You guys were the ones putting out 75% of the remasters on the PS3 after you took away backwards compatibility. They're like, here's backwards compatibility, then you take it away, and then you start offering these rehashes, and then you're doing it more than anybody else again. It's like, okay, Unfinished Swan, The Last of Us, the hell's that other crappy game? Journey. You know what I'm saying? And people might like that game, whatever. I mean, it's not my thing, but I'm just saying, it takes balls to sit there and say, hey, we might not do that when we know they've got these other ideas for remastered in the previous generations, and their biggest thing is PlayStation Now, which is all fucking last gen and previous generations of games. You know what I'm saying? Change the page, Sony. Damn, it ain't 1996 anymore.
Yep.
Shit.
And their pricing is horrible. $7 for fucking 4 hours. I don't know. Like I don't get it. I'm not knocking those that like the PlayStation. I just don't get it. I don't.
They just kind of wing these other 2 game shows.
You sound far away, dude. We can't hear you.
Can y'all hear me now?
No, you sound like super far away, man. I don't know.
Okay.
Now
you
hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. So I was saying, like, could they have been winging these other 2 game shows, and hopefully Tokyo Game Show is where they had their best hand?
I can hear you.
Yeah, you're broken up again.
Can y'all hear me now?
Now we hear you.
Okay.
Just stay like that.
I said, could they be winging these other 2 game shows and saving their best punch for the Tokyo Game Show?
They should. Their Japanese CEO just quit, just retired, or was forced retired apparently because they were doing so poor in Japan now.
That wouldn't change the lineup though. That they have.
No, I mean it wouldn't change the lineup, but they're not selling well at all in Japan. I mean they're doing really poor.
Right, but what I'm saying is like they might have something like RPG or some great game that they might have been holding on to that they just ain't talked about until that show. Like Microsoft got things that they ain't talked about that's going on in Japan that they didn't show. So they probably holding their best foot for that.
Well, apparently Microsoft isn't going to do a keynote, but they are going to be at TGS. So, and they did say they're going to have some surprises. So it's a little bit.
That's the thing too, yeah.
It's a weird stance for them because you have surprises and big things, unless some of the big things are through third parties that are going to be there anyway. You know what I mean? So who really knows? But it's like.
Right.
Sony's not doing good there. Maybe none of these companies are going to do good there. I don't know, but I think that
I looked at the reason why they didn't have a keynote speaker there. If you remember, who did Sony have at Gamescom that kind of just took it away with the interpreter? That kind of like it changes the pace of your presentation when you saying a whole bunch of stuff and then a person interpret it and say what you say afterwards. So it's like they sitting through 2 different things. I can see them eliminating that and just go ahead and let the game speak for themselves. If they got a good lineup, the game should be able to speak for themselves because you're really there to see the game. You're not there to see the person on stage. For real. That's just really just taking up time. So I don't know.
Microsoft said they got surprises. So
yeah, they got surprises. I was thinking the games would speak for itself.
I think what I think with Microsoft, I think that third-party publishers are going to take the stage and announce announce some games for Microsoft. They say they got some surprises. So when is it? What is it?
I don't even know when it's supposed to be in September, right? I know Sony's is like on September 1st or something like that. But it's like that was the one that I was least interested in because I'm not a big fan of Japanese games. I mean, I'm interested to see what's announced, but as far as the big 3 go, and I understand its importance for that market, but as far as the big 3 go, that's the one I care the least about. I mean, I wouldn't want to watch if there was a keynote, I'm not watching it. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't speak Japanese, and it would have to go through the interpreter, like Showstopper is saying. So, from a
Yeah.
technical and legal standpoint, I wouldn't watch the show. I wouldn't watch the show.
Yeah.
I wouldn't watch the show based on that reason. Yeah, see how I spun that shit, guys? Yeah. That's how you do it.
You know.
Yeah, from a legal standpoint. Yeah, I
yeah.
mean, do you guys really want to sit there and watch some Japanese guy and then watch some other guy translate that shit?
No, I wouldn't want to. I mean, that's what took away from Sony's conference for me. Can y'all hear me?
Yeah,
Okay,
we hear you good now.
When I heard what was his name, Yojima, is that his name for Metal Gear Solid?
Mm-hmm.
When he got
Yeah,
up,
Kojima.
and Kojima, yeah, he got up and he was talking, and I was sitting here like, man, he'd say a whole bunch of stuff in Chinese. I'm like, oh man, this is some old bull. I ain't come to hear all that, you know. But I just think they don't want to have that dry spot. I'd rather let the game speak for themselves.
Yeah, and it's a big turnaround too.
Have the developers come up, because they got a lot of Japanese developers. That's going to come up on stage and present their games, and that's best. You don't need a keynote for that.
Yeah, well, like I said, for far as we know, the Xbox is, how you should say, like, is doing well for pre-orders in Japan. So that's the first. It's doing better than the original Xbox and the 360. You know, people, you know, I don't know why they count the Xbox out. It's only out in 13 countries. You know, look at China. You know, right now 5 million consoles have been approved for China. You know, and they're doing the, you know, like how you say, the with your cable company.
They're gonna do the subsidized Xbox Ones through the like the cable company, and also from the broadband providers, where you sign into a contract, and some places might even give you one. You sign into a contract, you're going to get a Xbox One for maybe added onto your bill for $50 extra a month or what have you. So it's not a big payment up front. And they actually have a pretty good lineup, including an MMO called Neverwinter that is actually going to come here next year. And apparently that's pretty big overseas. So
they got Mercury, they got Neverwinter.
Yeah, they've got, you know, they do like the Kinect Sports and you know, Forza 5.
Yeah.
You know, so yeah, they definitely have some interesting titles to go with. And hey, let's face it, they don't have any competition at the moment, because neither Sony or Nintendo has announced when they're going to release anything over there. You know, not that it would probably do that well anyway, due to the past histories between the two countries, but you know, and I'm sure people would be quick to throw up a certain survey that was like 3,500 people or whatever.
Hey man, they be bodying them surveys, man.
Yeah, dude, did you ever get the survey? Okay, the survey, right? Have you ever seen this survey, right? Or
we got
Sony fanboys?
Yeah,
the Sony survey, right? This survey from this company talks about 31% of PS4 owners only had a 360 or a Wii last gen. What we don't tell you is the sample of that survey is 1,100 people. So out of 10 million PlayStation 4 owners, possibly 1,100 are interviewed, and so they're going to base that.
They went off the percentage.
People. Yeah.
The percentage looked impressive.
Yeah, exactly. So whenever I see these things, you got to check this thing. There's called a sampling of what they took, right? So you check the sampling, and it's 1,100 people. Jesus Christ, people, that's not the gospel. You know what I'm saying? When you have all those millions and millions of people in China, and you do a poll of less than 5,000, that's not going to be indicative of how it could be. You don't know. There's different pockets. You know what I'm saying? Just like the United States, there's certain places in the United States that are more Xbox. Like I live in a town that's more Xbox. There's more Xbox fans. Like you go to the events, everything's Xbox. You know that you could buy a PlayStation 4 here from the day they launched. They were always available here because there aren't a lot of PlayStation fans here. You know what I'm saying? It might not be like that across the whole country, but there's certain pockets. Now, if you were to do one of these quote-unquote polls here, you're going to get a lot of favorable things for Xbox, and it doesn't make sense to do such a small poll with a small sampling. And I always thought that was funny when the Sony fans would try to throw that stuff up in my face.
It's clickbait, man.
Exactly. I mean, and I'm realistically, I'm too smart for that, and apparently the Sony fans are too stupid to understand. You know what I'm saying? It's like, we're too smart for this, they're too stupid, and they're too stupid.
Hey,
All right,
Yeah.
let's go.
It's click fucking bait.
It is
Hey,
clickbait.
hey, oh guys, I got oh, you guys played some Madden 15, right? EA
Yes, yes,
Access,
yes,
EA
yes,
Access, right?
Mhm.
yes.
Now, would you guys say that EA Access is a value to gamers, right?
Hell yeah.
I mean,
Hell
I
Yeah, it's
downloaded the
value.
whole game, and I'm
Mhm.
playing Madden 15 like a
Achievements
week
and all.
early. Yeah, you get everything. Yeah.
Achievements and everything.
And wow,
Mhm.
man, I gotta say, like, I've always been Madden's biggest critic because I thought Madden 25 was okay after I got it on EA Access. But then to download the full game for the newest Madden and looking at it, like it looks next gen. I mean, they nailed it. And the Xbox One with them rumble triggers, bro. Oh
Hmm
man,
Oh yeah, that
that
is
thing
nice.
was yeah. That
That
I
is nice.
mean, like
The
that went
impulse.
from
They call it impulse triggers.
yeah impulse
It
triggers,
draw
man.
it draw you off. You know, try to the quarterback and draw you off sides. Man, that is nice.
Yeah, like I mean, and
I
that's
like it,
that's
man.
that's one of those things that you were talking about, Showstopper. Remember when we were talking about
Mm.
parity, and you were
Yeah.
like, no, there shouldn't be parity, and a lot of people thought we were maybe talking about like resolution or this, and what we were really talking about was if the Xbox One has rumble triggers, take advantage of it. If the PlayStation 4 has a weird little touchpad, take advantage of it. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
it's like take advantage of these things, and apparently, I mean, they're taking full advantage of. The rumble pads and stuff like that.
Yeah,
Man,
they're taking
those things,
advantage
yeah,
of
that thing
yeah, a
is
lot of stuff, man. I
dude.
mean,
I
they changed that complete game. I mean, I think people the backdraw was everybody's expectation for the Madden game was to have it for a few days or a week or whatever. But you got to look at it. If they would have gave you that game for a week, you know, you'd have went through a whole season, saw the Super Bowl, and said, you know, I'll holler at you. You was not going to buy that game. You
Mm-hmm.
know, I mean, I know I wasn't. After I would have ended that, you know, went through the season, got all I can get out of it. You know what I'm saying? I've been looking at Metro Redux and something else, you know, because I wouldn't have been excited about that game. That game would have waited for me. But you know, they gave you 6 hours to see the whole complete game, to get a few games in, to, you know, to test it out, to see if you would like it. It's called a try and buy. That's what they gave you, a 6 hour try to see,
Yeah, a
you
lot
know,
of
to get
people
you to
were
buy it,
trying
to allow
to.
you to see the differences of this game, you know. And they a lot of people were upset that their expectations was it was going to be for a whole week, and they never came out and said that it was going to be that. You know, they just said
Yeah,
you would have
you
it
get it.
first. You'll be able to try, you know, the full game ahead of time, which that's what they
Yeah,
gave
and
you.
apparently they're going to do that with all their games, like Dragon Age
Yeah,
Inquisition.
and
Now
that's not a
imagine if
bad
they
thing.
gave you fucking yeah. Imagine if they gave you the whole game Dragon Age Inquisition a week before
Hmm.
it comes out and just let you play it as much as you want. You
Mm-hmm.
could beat the game and
You
not
beat
have
the
to
game.
pay for it. I mean, yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
So what
you don't
they
have to
did
pay
here
for it.
was, yeah,
All
they basically did, yeah, they did this the way they set it up, and man, what they did was sell me on a game that I had
Yeah,
no interest in.
yeah, man. The way they changed that game, Madden, was just amazing. You know, I was looking for a real good STEM football, not this arcade-ish type stuff,
Yeah,
but
Madden's good.
it's a lot of things that you got to do. You know, like when you come off the line, you hit the RT, and you know you engage. Then you got to hit like X or A to shut
Mm-hmm.
them off. You know what I'm saying? So it's keeping you engaged. You know what I'm saying? Then there's mass other things that they changed on the defense with coverage and all that little stuff. I enjoyed it. You know, I ain't try to play a lot of it. I played like probably 3 or 4 games of it, and then I was good. I was like, you know what? I'll wait for it to come out and get in, you know, full into. One thing I will say, you have to go through that tutorial that they have for you, because they changed a lot of stuff. You know, in order to be good, you better go through that and master
Yep.
those
Mm-hmm.
that
Mm-hmm.
tutorial that
Yeah,
they
well,
make you go
did
through, man, because they changed a lot of
did you
stuff
see
on
the
offense
new
and
defensive
defense.
perspective? The new defensive perspective is awesome. Where if like the other team is on offense, you don't have to be in that same
Yeah,
style. You can switch it. You can switch it around. I really like that, and I thought that they
yeah.
really did a good job with pretty
Hmm.
much everything that they've done. I mean,
They
and
did.
I've been not the biggest Madden supporter. I've hated on it for a long time, and I've said, hey, they need to really step their game up. And man, here they go, man. I really impressed me. Sorry, PS4 fanboys. You'll get your chance to play soon
Only thing they
enough.
did. I'm gonna tell you what they did. They bit the mess out of 2K.
Mm-hmm.
Presentation and everything, man. Man, they rate 2K, bro.
Yeah.
That's all they did, man. You know, and it's nice though. I can't. We've been asking for football like that, but it's nice. You know,
Mm-hmm.
I've been enjoying
Yeah,
it,
it is.
but they rate
It's
the
pretty
mess
damn
out
good,
of
man.
2K, man. It's the
Yes.
halftime show, all that, man. Yeah, they rate 2K, man. They
Yeah.
rate it big time.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Yeah, they did a
Yeah.
damn good job with that, man. Oh yeah, just I wanted to touch back a little bit on something about the 5 million Xbox approved for China's launch. Now what they're
Mhm.
predicting is between 500,000 and 1.5 million
Mhm.
sold within the first week there. So while they
Right.
approved the 5 million, they're looking to actually sell. And what's going to happen is as they launch in all these countries and areas that are anticipating this and have for say the last year or whatever, they're
Mhm.
going to sell a lot right up front. So regardless of what they're going to do afterwards, they're going to get a bunch of big sales on the front end, which is
Yeah.
going to help them greatly in the quote-unquote console war that people care so much about.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? So anybody that would think, oh, well, they can't even outsell the PlayStation in North America. You know, it's pretty close in North America right now, but it's not about, I wouldn't say, outselling them. It's just selling more of your product in other
Yeah.
places. You know what I'm saying? So I wouldn't say they have to outsell anybody, but clearly selling something and being
Mhm.
available in these other places is better than not selling anything and not being available. So people need
Yeah.
to wake up and realize that, and so anything is better than nothing at this point.
Yeah.
So
Pretty
you know, you
much.
I
gotta.
think by the end of the year, it's going to be a lot closer than
Oh,
what
you
it
know,
is
they
right now.
Microsoft has the advantage with the games this year in the holiday season.
Yeah.
That's
Mm-hmm.
just the fact. I mean, look, the Sony fans can try to sit there and say, you know, when your company is hyping a multi-platform game like Destiny, you know that
Mhm.
you got nothing for that year. You know what I'm saying? It's like a half-finished game in Drive Club, another little Big Planet that's available on PlayStation 3 as well. I mean, that's basically it. Whereas even if it's like a beta or a download game, there's more options that are going to be exclusive to the Xbox One as a console than
It's
on the
great being
PlayStation 4.
Xbox
Yeah.
One owner, man. I'm
Yeah, it
serious.
is,
It's
and it's not
nice.
just like you won't hear. I don't. I have yet to hear like PlayStation 4 fans be as excited or talk about it with as much enthusiasm as we do the Xbox One. You know, I mean, we could literally probably just sit here for 4 hours and
Oh
talk
crap!
about it.
All you do is talk about PlayStation.
Uh, 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 uh,
You know that's gonna be a comment down in the comment
Oh,
section,
come
man.
on, man. Yeah, you got to give them people a little bit more credit. Oh wait, no, man. They're gonna come up with stupid shit like that.
Oh my
mhm.
goodness.
Hey, I love Showstopper's new mic setup, man. It's like it sounds like a goddamn robot, man.
Mhm.
Yeah, you
He's
know,
like he sounds far away, man.
they sound
Yeah,
like
yeah, you know what? Like I
robots.
said, and not being biased, I own both consoles right now. The Xbox One is the better system, better
Yeah.
features, better online, better AAA exclusives. Like the Master Chief Collection is going to be huge. It's going to be fucking huge.
Yeah, I think it's gonna
Sunset
be pretty damn good.
Sunset Overdrive is going to be huge. Like, I'm sorry, all Sony has this holiday season is Drive Club and that. I mean, and Little Big Planet. Hands down, the Xbox One got it.
Hmm.
And then you got the bundles, the Titanfall. I mean, I'm sorry, the
They have the Sunset Overdrive and the
and,
actually they have a
Call
Madden bundle,
Madden bundle, the Call of Duty bundle.
the Call of Duty with the 1 terabyte hard drive. I mean, that's gonna push some units. I mean, come on, you're gonna play Call of Duty, you're gonna get it on the PlayStation 4 with that crappy internet serve with their crappy PSN, or you're gonna go Xbox Live. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? I think that's something that people are gonna start thinking about more and more now.
Hmm.
Especially as, like I said, we get more into these type of things. But also, I wanted to talk about something that I did a video on as well, which is Microsoft recently opened up 5 new first-party studios. And now, while it's likely that not all of these studios are big-time studios, there are several that are hiring for quote-unquote Xbox's next big IP. So it definitely sounds promising and things like that. Like I did this video about it, and people were like, those are Connect Studios," and I'm like, okay, jackass. Tell me if I'm wrong. Tell me if I'm wrong on this. Didn't you all say the Kinect was dead? That
Yeah.
Microsoft abandoned it? So why the fuck would they open up 5 new studios to do Kinect stuff? You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? You can't have it both ways. Either they are going to still do Kinect stuff, or they're not. You know what I'm saying? And clearly, with Rare is switching and doing 2 new games that are core-centered games. These people are hiring for next big IP, which to me says core-centered games, and it doesn't look like Phil Spencer is really a fan of Kinect. I just think that he tries to be kind of diplomatic about it, but I actually don't think he's a big fan of that.
I mean, I like my Kinect.
I like it too. I like it. I think it's cool, but hey, you and me probably don't use it to play games with.
No, I'm
You know
not
what I'm
playing no
saying?
games. I use it for the features.
Yeah, the
Right.
features. I think it's great for that. I think it's really cool, and you can Skype. You can do a lot of stuff with it, and I love it.
Twitch,
But
Skype.
but I just don't think they're gonna have a big
Mhm.
gaming kind of thing on there. You know what I'm saying? I don't think they're gonna
Right.
be a ton of. And the reason why, did you hear that?
Oh
Why
man,
they
you
didn't
sound like a robot, bro.
do many Connect stuff at
But
game?
say it again.
Sound like a
So say
robot?
it
Yeah,
again.
broke it. Say it
You
again.
kind of broke up.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
My
you
bad.
did. You
I
was
said the
like
reason
you was
why
transforming.
the the official reason why they didn't do any Connect stuff at Gamescom was because they said that you look stupid doing it. So that's the reason why they didn't do any Connect stuff at Gamescom. So I mean, it could be something that they are abandoning it. But anyway, like I said, 5 new studios is 5 new studios, man. You know what I'm saying? Like regardless of if you think they're one thing or the other, you can either have it one way or the other. Is Connect dead, or are these studios making Connect games, or are they making a mix of both, or what? You know what I'm saying? But you can't have it both ways, as far as I'm concerned. There's a lot of people out there that, you know,
Shit, I was thinking too though, being that the Xbox One is launching in these new countries, that's going to be a lot of more sell for Rise. That's going to sell well. Forza is going to get all the map packs and all that shit, all the the cars and shit. Like it's going to be good. It's going to be good. Like it's great for the Xbox. And like I said, it's even good for Sony gamers because the better that the Xbox do is going to make Sony, step their game up and deliver for you guys. Competition is good. But I
yeah,
just think,
competition is great.
yeah, I just think it's silly that they count the Xbox out. Like I don't understand that, but it is what it is, man.
Yeah, I think it is. I think a lot of people will try to damage control. Whatever Microsoft does good, people will try to turn it into a negative because that's what they do. But that's not going to work all the time, and eventually people are going to be like, "What the hell are we damage controlling for?" You know what I'm saying? Like, if Sony were doing something really good, I would legitimately say, "Hey, good on them. Hey, they've
Mhm.
sold 10 million. That's me clapping for them. Good job." But
Mhm.
they haven't impressed me enough to buy one. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
And that's not just me being a dick. That's just me telling it how it is. They haven't really done anything on the games front, and I'm not interested in what they're selling right now. So, I would give them props if they actually did it. But I wanted to also talk about this thing that I was talking about earlier about cloud gaming. Microsoft invented this thing called DeLorean Cloud Gaming, which is a way to stream games without any input lag whatsoever. And
Mhm.
apparently, they demonstrated this using Doom 3 and Fable 3, and it worked flawlessly. And what this does is, like you guys know because we covered it, they were actually playing Halo 4 on a Lumia phone
Mhm.
months and months ago. Like they were doing this on a phone, on a PC. They were streaming it. There was a little bit of input lag. It's very not noticeable. There's like hardly any, but it was too much for them to say, "Hey, we want to go forward with this." They
Right.
come out and said, "Hey, the technology isn't quite where we need it to be, so we're not going to be doing this right now." Right? So props to them for not offering the people a shitty, laggy service that doesn't work the way it should, right? So they've said that, hey, we couldn't get it to work. Well, they come out with this new technology that basically guesses what your next move is going to be, and so it's one step ahead of you. And apparently, it worked really well with the 2 games that they played. I mean, they used Doom 3, like I said, and Fable 3, and it worked really, really, really well. And so what it does is it uses sampling and time shifting, and this is from the article that I'm reading, and then it uses compensation to kind of guess what your next move is going to be, and I think that is kind of cool because it totally eliminated any kind of lag or feedback or delay from the controller to the game. And I think that's what you need if you're going to do streaming. Like, I don't know if you guys have ever used it. Like, I've used PlayStation Now on the PS3, and I've used on Live back in the day. I think a few
Mhm.
years ago, and they were both really laggy. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? Like, you press a button, and then there's a noticeable delay. It's not something that I'm inventing because I dislike Sony. I'm a gamer. If it was something that was cool, like to me, it doesn't make sense. And if you have a little jump or spike in your latency on your internet, it affects the game itself.
Hmm.
Um, and so, for something to be better would be better for everybody. So I think that this would be a good thing because they're saying that possibly they could offer, um, you know, 360 games on a phone.
Uh
Wouldn't
huh.
that be much better? I mean, that's
It'd
better
be
than
huge.
yeah, that's better than coming out with your own dedicated handheld. You want to play Gears 3 on a phone through Xbox Live? Here you go.
Yep.
I think that's awesome. You know what I mean? Like,
Like I think that if I think next year, next generation of consoles may be the last.
Yeah.
If they can get this cloud thing down to snuff, it may be the last, consoles.
yeah,
Because
I mean, it could be as long as the internet keeps going up how it is. I would say that that's probably could be the case.
Yeah.
I
But
hope
don't
I hope
don't don't
not, but
Microsoft use both resources though? Like locally and I remember Phil Spencer came out and said that it might not be their last.
well, they're
They
going to come
probably
out with
still
another one. Yeah, apparently they're
just
already
working on it.
yeah they're already working
yeah.
on like probably some ideas and stuff. But I think that I think that it's one of
Yeah.
those situations where, like, people still buy CDs. You know what I mean? Like, people said that they would be dead long ago once MP3s and stuff came out and iTunes and all this, but they still sell roughly half of all music on CDs. Over half games are still sold on physical discs. So there's probably still going to be some demand there that they're going to want to meet with consoles. Now, who knows what we'll see 10, 15 years from now, but I would assume for at least the foreseeable future, they'll still be consoles as we know them. Although there will be more of a shift towards digital, and you can now digital. Not to brag, because I know PlayStation can do this too, but you can preload games that you buy on the Xbox One now. I think that's kind of cool that it came out before they actually said it would. So that's an interesting thing to throw out there or whatever.
Yeah.
Are you guys gonna download Madden, preload that?
Yeah. I'm getting Madden. I'm gonna. It's like I said. I like this Madden. I haven't liked Madden in a while. It looks good. It looks really good.
Yeah, I think it's pretty damn good actually. It's one of those. It looks damn good. I'm impressed with it. Um, I wanted to talk a little bit about the Nintendo trouble as well.
Yes, you got it. You got
Uh,
it. Cover Nintendo.
yeah,
Yeah.
wow. And this is coming from, like, I did a video on this and I never thought that I would get as much hate as I did. Like I'm totally anti Nintendo or something.
Hmm.
I'm a big Nintendo guy. I have like all their consoles, right? All of them. And their handhelds and stuff. I love them, but um, you know, why can they not get any third-party support? I mean, they're not even getting games that the 360 and PS3 are going to get.
You know
You know?
why? I'm gonna tell you exactly why. Because uh, when the Wii U launched, like I said, I bought that Wii U day one. And I'm gonna be first. I don't care really care for Mario games. I bought it day one. I bought the multi-plats, but you got games like Madden selling 13,000 copies. They was jumping up and down about Need for Speed. Having was going to be the best versions. It had the PC textures and stuff, and it only sold 20,000 units for the month. Then you had Injustice of Gods came out same day as the 360 and the PS3, and that sold 19,000 copies for the month. So you can't be mad at third party when you guys get these games and you don't support them. You can't be mad at them for that. Mass Effect, I think, sold like 70,000 units. It is what it is. You know.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of sad because, I mean, they don't have any kind of achievement system and they got a shitty online system. So I think that it's, you know,
Yeah,
Yeah.
but
it's unfortunate. But yeah, I mean, how can you not have look, if they had some key third-party games, it would be a new ball game. Like, why couldn't they get Grand Theft Auto 5 or Destiny? You know what I'm saying? Those games could
Well,
maybe some people.
Destiny's a online only game. I don't. Their
Yeah, it is.
network.
I think that their
Right.
network is too shit for that. But I mean, wow, couldn't they work something out? You know what I'm saying? I
Well,
mean, those games are that Destiny's gonna be on 360 and PS3. You know what I'm saying? Like, damn, man, Nintendo, step your
but you
game up.
know,
They need to really go back to
well,
the drawing board.
well,
Maybe
but
start
you know what,
break
crap?
out the knee pads.
Hey, you know what though, crap? Nintendo's has always had a shitty relationship with third party. You know, dating back to the NES, they always because they were the tyranny. They were that it was our way or the highway. But like I said, when you had when the Wii U launched, it was on basically. I'm not saying it is not more powerful than the 360, but it's on. It can handle the games, okay? And no one supported those games. Like I said, it's a business at the end of the day. They're
Right.
not gonna keep investing money. Prime example, Call of Duty. The Vita version outsold the Call of Duty on the Wii U, and that's when I say it's a problem. They're losing money, so you can't be mad at Activision or Ubisoft. You can't be mad at them. Like I said, men lie, women lie, numbers don't lie. You know,
Yeah, and
They-
that Call of Duty on the Vita was shit.
yeah, but again, like so, then you hear I'm gonna pay $300 just to play Mario. I don't think so. You get exclusives with every 3 to 4, every 4 months. You get fucking multiplats every Tuesday. You know,
Mhm.
like for real. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna pay $300. I don't give a fuck how much I love Nintendo. I'm gonna pay $300 just to play Mario games. Like, no, it does no. I'm sorry, no. Nah, Like
Yeah, I mean,
Nintendo fans got themselves to blame for that.
they literally are down to where it'll be like you'll get 5 or 6 exclusives a year, and you're getting nothing the rest of the year. I mean, it's sad when you have. They're not going to be any Assassin's Creed this year. Again, EA is not doing anything for them, so no Madden or FIFA or anything like that. There's no Call of Duty, not even the one that's going to be on the 360 and PS3. Watch Dogs is Ubisoft's last M-rated game on there, but they're still going to put Just Dance on there, so don't worry.
Because
You know what
it's
I
sold
mean? So it's
more.
like,
It's sold more. That's they said they numbers don't lie. Nintendo fans rather play Just Dance and fucking Assassin's Creed. Like I said, men lie, women lie, numbers don't lie. You know? What they
yeah,
say?
it's
What they say?
and
Well,
and then the Nintendo fans can blame themselves too because
yeah, they
they
gotta
don't
blame
buy
this.
it. They don't buy the stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah.
fucking Splinter Cell. I think sold like 70,000 copies or some shit. And you know
Yeah.
what's crazy? And look at this shit here. They they like I said again, they screamed foul. Well, he said, well, Zombie U sold 700,000 copies or whatever the case may be, but that was bundled with the goddamn system.
Right.
Like just being honest, that system has only gonna have Nintendo games. That's like wow, that's it. Only Nintendo. I've never seen this. I've never seen like Nintendo. I don't know what the fuck they have to do. They have to again. They need to get new blood in there. Like they need to do something because third party support their handhelds more than they do the goddamn home console. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
it's
I
crazy.
mean, and if you look at what the like even they're even putting games that are going to be on the Wii U on the handheld as well. Like they did that with that Sonic game that was pretty good, and also Smash Brothers is going to be on the 3DS, and it's the same version. You know what I mean? So
Mhm.
I mean, are they gimping the Wii U version? Is it not going to be all it could be or should be because it's the same exact version? I don't know. And you got good games like the Luigi's Mansion 2. That why wasn't that on the Wii U? Why is that on the 3DS only? You know what I'm saying? Like there's a lot of curious things that they do, and I mean I'm still excited for some Wii U stuff because I like the console, but it's like damn, I actually would sit there and play a little bit of Black Ops 2 or whatever on there because you're playing against a bunch of scrubs. It's like I used to, if you want the real competition, obviously you're gonna have to play on Xbox Live. That's just a fact.
Right.
Whenever I play on like the PlayStation version of Call of Duty, I get like a 1 to 2 higher KD, and if you play on the Wii U version of these games, you're going to get even higher than that because the people suck. So yeah, so you know if you want to feel good about yourself, play a multiplayer game on PlayStation Network or Wii U, you know, online or whatever. You know what I'm saying? But the fact that they're not even getting these kind of staple games is kind of sad, and Nintendo isn't doing themselves any favor. But I will say the one good news that Ubisoft did say is that they're going to stop supporting 360 and PS3 next year.
Yeah.
So they're yeah.
I'm happy for that.
Yeah, there's not going to be any more Assassin's Creed, and they also said that Assassin's Creed Rogue is likely going to be ported over to the new consoles as well. So that's good. I don't have to buy a 360 version of that. You know what I mean? I'm pretty excited about that because that game looked good too. I like the franchise. You know what I mean? I have all the games, and you know, I think that even though it's kind of a sad day or whatever, move on, people. If you got a 360, and I keep seeing people posting their new 360 in that, I always like that Xbox United Facebook group because there's so many people. There's like, 25, 30,000 people there, right? And they're still posting their pictures of their 360s, and we say this every week. And they're like, I just got me a 360, woohoo! And I'm like, geez, you know?
Yep.
You know, that was great, man. 9 years ago. Changed the page.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Step to the next generation.
Yep. And another thing I said before to get off topic again, Nintendo shoots themselves in the foot because they have released a game with local multiplayer, but no online multiplayer. Like, I don't understand that.
Yeah, like Black Ops 2, I think got maps finally, like new maps 2 years later. Like, they have no infrastructure set up to actually do like DLC and stuff. I mean, some stuff like that Batman game didn't even have any online port to it, even though that was a big part of the version on 360, which was the online part, which was okay. Wasn't great, but it was okay. And they didn't even have that option on the Wii U version. So I think that it's,
I don't know. Like they said, they think Nintendo fans, this is a conspiracy. It's not a conspiracy. You guys don't go out and buy the game, so you look at yourself in the mirror, and you're to blame.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. And then I have, I think, one more thing actually on my list here, and that is, have you guys heard about this Fez developer Phil Fish, right?
Yes.
Okay, this guy's he's pretty much a douche, right? But he was hacked. He was hacked, and his personal info was leaked. So now, in response to that, he's selling off his studio and his game, his IP. And he actually says that indie devs shouldn't try to be successful because it's not worth it. Because basically he's saying the very people who you're making the games for are the ones who verbally attacked and hacked his information, so it's not worth it. He's basically saying, like, I think the guy's a douchebag for sure, but he kind of has a point when he's saying, why would I make a game for these idiots that are trying to give out my personal info? These are the same people that want the game. They're pissed off because I'm not putting it out right now. I'm not quick about it, so they put my information out there and hack me and do all this shit to me. Well, why would I do a game for those people? And I agree with that aspect. So I think the guy's a big dick, right? He's a douchebag for sure, but he does have a point, and that you got to take a stand at some time when people are attacking you on social media and things like that. You have to stand up for yourself. So I never played his goddamn game anyway, so one less indie developer is what I say. There needs to be about a million less, and I'd be happy. One day that indie bubble is gonna burst, and then Sony's gonna be like, "Oh shit! Please believe, please believe us. We do not have AAA games. We're so sorry." Maybe they can recycle some of the ones off the 360. Back before it was cool.
Yeah.
So, do you guys got anything, or do you guys want to? I mean, it's already going on almost a.
Yeah, we can go to the questions.
Yeah.
We can go to the questions.
Yeah, do you guys want to? Oh, wow, it looks like I got some kind of fan on there.
Yeah, that dude, man. God, man. Hey,
some kind of new.
Out of your trolling, man.
Jesus, man.
Out of your trolling, bro. That's really mature. You that butt hurt, bro?
Yeah, man, it's sad when people are getting they get so
kids in it, man. That's going a little too far, man. Good grief.
Dang, man. Hey, well, Crunk Girl kind of says something. She says that the Madden thing peeped last year and earlier. years you got 3 days with the game. Now it's 6 hours. I think that was stupid, but that's just me. I think in previous years you just got a demo.
Yeah, you got
And
demo.
you only got the choice of 2 teams. You can play online against people. You can access the whole game, achievements for 6
I think
hours. I mean, I think
I
that's
think that is getting missed too, crap. That it was complete game for 6
yeah.
hours.
It's not a demo.
Not the 2 Super Bowl teams, the people that was in the Super Bowl, and they just put it on there, and you can play that as much as you want. It
Yeah,
was the
you actually
complete
have to
game.
download the new roster too
Yeah,
to play online and
you
stuff.
got
So
you
it's
got
like
everything, like the whole complete game for 6 hours. They're not going to give you that for that length of time. I
yeah. I
wouldn't
mean,
expect them to, because
yeah.
they
I mean,
still
well,
got to sell a product. They still got to sell it.
the thing is like people don't understand like that or whatever. Like the Sony fans are a little bit jealous, and understandably, because Sony made the decision for them that they wouldn't get EA access. They could be enjoying it too, just like we were for like 6 days early or whatever, right? But their overlords, their Japanese overlords, were like, please understand that
Hmm.
EA access is not good value for our customers.
Yeah, I seen
So yeah,
somebody come out and say Yoshida was right. It wasn't a good value.
dude, I've seen that. I've seen that. There was,
Okay, man, they tripping, bro.
I've seen
Logically,
that, man.
God, man, that is going a little too far, man. It was a complete game for 6 hours. I enjoyed the 6 hours. I ain't gonna complain about it. They ain't have
Yeah,
to give us
I
that.
still got a little
They
bit of
could have
time.
gave us a little stupid, the little demo with the 2 Super Bowl teams, and you got a little just to see how the gameplay is, but that wouldn't have been smart because they changed so much in the game that they wanted you to go through the tutorial and everything first, just to give you a good experience for when you do play the game. You know what's going on. They
Yeah.
changed so
Well,
much in this Madden that they couldn't put out a demo. I see why they put the full game out the way they did. They couldn't put out a demo. You wouldn't have been able. You wouldn't have had fun with it. You would have hated that game. So the
yeah,
6 hours
I
is
agree.
cool.
I mean, I think that 6 hours is plenty. A lot of people
It was
misunderstood.
plenty.
They're like, you're paying for demos. You're not paying for demos. I mean, if you get a year of that, you're paying $250 a month. You're getting the
Hmm.
vault games. You can play those as long as you want, as much as you want. You're getting 10% off anything you buy digitally, DLC, full games, and you're getting early access, like a week-long early access. You know, at and it's the full game, achievements, whatever, and it carries over. So I think that can't be overstated how good that is. That's a good value,
Yeah,
despite what Sony says or what have you believe. It's a damn good value.
it's
Let's
just
see.
Crow. You see Crow's.
Yeah, he says, is Rise of Tomb Raider timed exclusive or not? I don't think it's coming to the PlayStation 4. If you look at what Crystal Dynamics did like Q&A, and they
Mhm.
basically said that Microsoft is partnering with them. They're helping to fund it. It looks like Microsoft might even be publishing it, or at the very least co-publishing it. Phil Spencer said he wouldn't put money into a game that was going to end up on the PlayStation. So it might end up on PC down the road, but I would think that it's going to be on Xbox 360 and Xbox One. And if you're really a big fan, play it on one of those platforms, or you can play Sony's fans' favorite game, the waiting game, in 1080p, where you guys wait for games to come to your platform.
Mhm.
Because that makes sense, right? So
Mhm.
yeah, I don't think that game is ever going to be on the PlayStation 4.
Yeah, I just think people got hope that it's coming. Even Yoshida said he hopes that it comes to
Yeah, I mean,
their
you would think
platform.
he's the head of the
Um,
studios.
they
If it
don't
was
know the
coming,
ins and out of the deal because don't ain't nobody really talking about it. I think that they smart not to talk about it right now. Hey, next year, mute your mic.
Mm-mm. No.
Yeah, I think they smart not to talk about it right now. Because it'll probably tee a lot of people off. You see the big backlash and what's happening just from them announcing it. Can you imagine once the facts come out of what's really going on of the deal? And even everybody's ducking away from what the deal is. Only thing they saying is it has a duration on it, or time. So
yeah. Well, he
we'll
was
see.
basically saying what, like I know we could sit there and go over all these comments a million times, but what I
Hmm.
got was their exclusive, their duration deal was just
Hmm.
this one game with Crystal Dynamics,
Yeah, that
meaning
could be it too.
yeah,
That could
meaning
be
it's
the
not
meaning
all.
that. The
Yeah,
next
just
game,
like
the
yeah,
next
just
game could go to any platform, just like Titanfall has
yeah,
the
just
option now to go to any platform.
yeah,
Yeah, I don't,
just
I don't,
like
You
I don't
know,
see Tomb Raider going to the PS4.
yeah, I don't see it going there.
Yeah, because Phil Spencer said I'm not going to invest my money,
Hmm.
and making it, better for another platform. He said that clear as day. So the
Right.
PC, they
Well,
don't care. You know,
he harped heavily on that he did not own the IP.
yeah,
Which he don't. He don't own the IP of Sunset Overdrive. He don't own the IP of Rise. He don't own the IP of Dead Rising. He don't own
yeah,
the
and he
IPs of none of
compared
those
it to
games.
Rise and Dead
But
Rising 3,
the
so
thing is,
which
if
went to
they do,
PC.
yeah, they do an exclusive
yeah, but
deal.
yeah,
I'm thinking that they would just keep it on that platform for that particular game.
Hey,
the,
What comes after
anonymous coward says, "Hey, can one of you guys get Phil Spencer to respond on Twitter? Ask him when HBO Go is gonna go to the Xbox One." Well, sir, it was already announced that HBO Go, Twitter, Vine,
yeah,
and more things are going to the Xbox One by the end of 2014. So,
yeah.
not too much long of a wait for you there. Won't be too long. It was actually announced at what the hell was that? That nerd thing, Comic Con.
Comic
That
Con, yeah,
yeah, it was announced at Comic Con that they would be doing that. So
yeah.
hmm
Hold on. I got a question from Thor. He fucking texted me. Hold on. All right. Are you guys looking forward to what are you guys looking forward to this holiday? Um, what games you looking forward towards this holiday?
oh man, I'm looking forward to shit. There's a lot of them actually, man. Sunset Overdrive, Destiny, Assassin's Creed Unity, Forza Horizon 2, Halo Master Chief Collection, probably that new Call of Duty, Alien Isolation. There's just a
hmm
lot of really, really good games. Ori and the Blind Forest, even though I'm not a huge indie fan, that game looks like a solid platformer to me.
Mm-hmm.
Um, yeah, so I'm definitely looking forward to that stuff. I'm actually looking forward to, since I like Connect, and if you ever have people over, those Dance Central games are cool for parties and stuff. So I'll probably download that. Um, you know, I get a little bit of everything,
I'm
man.
looking.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to Lords of the Fallen. Um, that's supposed to come out around that time. Sunset Overdrive, Assassin's Creed.
Mm-hmm.
Halo definitely.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I'm
yeah, man.
waiting on that. That's like a given. But those are just some of the games that I'm really interested in.
I'm looking forward to Forza Horizon 2, Sunset
Hmm.
Overdrive, NBA 2K uh,
Hmm.
15. I may even hop on WWE 2K15. Those graphics look amazing.
Yeah, they look really good, man. It's
Yeah.
like
I never,
it always
it,
takes a good year to get you know,
I mean,
to get the graphics up to snuff.
it looks amazing. What else? I got the Evil Within. I can't wait. The
Yeah.
Crew, uh, Dragon Age and
Yeah,
Inquisition.
Dragon Age I have as well.
You
I have
know,
pre-ordered. Yeah.
and a few others. I mean, yeah. So that's what
Yeah.
that's what I'm looking for.
Yeah.
Let's see. Omagazio says,
Oh my God, yo.
what? Yeah, he says, what fighting games do you want to see make a return on next generation?
DOA. I'm a big DOA fan. DOA, Soul Calibur, Tekken.
So Caliber was my
Yeah,
game.
Soul Calibur, Tekken. Of course,
Dead or Alive was my game too.
yeah. So of course, Mortal Kombat. So if shit, Fight Night. That's my shit.
Hey, well, Fight Night, that's that EA game, right?
Yep, that's my shit.
I
Yeah,
like.
that's
I want
yeah.
to see Def Jam come back.
Def Jam Vendetta.
Def Jam
Yeah,
Vendetta.
Mm.
No, they can upgrade it with new people now, man. I think Waka Flocka would be crazy on
Mm-hmm.
there. But yeah, let's see what's up.
Yeah. What else?
Yeah, I think that's cool. Let's see. Maybe we got enough for another couple, I guess. Hold on.
Yeah.
Just trying to really kind of scram through here. We got a lot of trolls on there today. A lot of hooves clicking. Let's see. Crow says, "Did you guys know that Killer Instinct can now be counted as a retail release?" I did know, because actually Killer Instinct Season 1 is coming out in September on disc, and even though I have I have it downloaded, I'm probably gonna buy it because did you see that box art? It looks pretty damn sick. And as far as the exclusives and stuff, though, I try to buy all of them, and especially if it has good box art, I'll buy it. So yeah, I think that's pretty cool. That it's gonna be pretty cool.
We're talking about Killer Instinct.
Yeah, it's coming out with a physical release for the first season
Yeah.
in September. So I think that's cool. Yeah. Hey,
Yeah.
let's count it as an exclusive this year.
Yep.
That's what I'm talking about. Hey, it's got a new character. I mean, if the Sony fans want to count, what the hell was that? That DLC, that standalone DLC for Infamous, then I think we can count the retail release because it has TJ combo. So clearly, that's awesome. Yeah. Let's see. Do we got anything else? Let's see.
Kind of talked about that already. That's about
Quick,
it.
let me refresh the page. Hold up.
Why is everybody trying to act like Xbox Live is down? You guys are idiots. You're putting this down detector thing. I'm on Xbox Live right now. Like literally. I have my Xbox One on.
Yeah, the hate is real. The hate is real.
Yeah, dude. They ain't running no fucking.
I seen a comment where dude went to what was that, the NAS Jones, whatever it was, and say they got hacked with the dots. I mean, this the damage control, man. They going way too far.
Yeah, it's like they try to damage control that shit, man. I'm about to hop on this shit right now, man. Play me some Madden.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? The funny thing is what this site does, right? The site that they're doing, which is Down Detector, you can just click, I have a problem with Xbox Live. It doesn't mean that there's a problem. You can just anybody can just go in there and click it. So of course the ponies would want to go in there and click that shit. Ambient Abe at best says Microsoft not going to TGS. I've been hearing this all day. Some PS4 centric channels have been reveling. Any info on this? They are going to TGS. They're not doing a keynote. They're going to have games. They're going to have announcement and surprises there. They're just not doing a keynote address. So yeah, they are actually going to be there. They're going to have.
And with surprise of it, we're gonna hear something, some surprises from Microsoft.
Yeah, there's going to definitely be some surprises. I mean, it's not a thing that I would watch. You know what I'm saying? Yo, beats games, dude. Xbox Live is not down.
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm on it right now.
I don't know. Let the guys hate. You guys are pure. You guys are pure freaking trash. A lot more serious than people think. What? Damn. Tell me he really hates us. He said we're pure freaking trash. He said,
The bullet is real.
Irish Crap said, "Crap gamer, you said that Microsoft was going to blow Sony away at TTS, and I hear that Microsoft won't have a Xbox One Tokyo Game Show conference, and you're saying that you don't need, they don't need to have one now. You back and forth, man, back and forth. Microsoft is going to.
Yeah, they're gonna be there. They're gonna have reveals and stuff. They're just not doing a live keynote event.
Yeah. Okay. From Iron Wolf, what do you guys think about all these rumors, so-called Gears of War rumors recently? I think they're false. I don't think we're not gonna get a Gears of War in 2015. Microsoft is not gonna put the two biggest franchises out in the same year. They're not gonna do that. We're not gonna get nothing from Gears until at least 2016. We haven't even seen any trailers or anything from Gears. Whether it's say a Marcus collection or whatever, or the new Gears of War 4, we're not going to see anything from Gears until at least 2016. They're not going to put the two big heavy hitters out in the same year to compete with each other. I think it's all bullshit.
Yeah, I think that I think that we might actually see we might see the Gears collection. I wouldn't say that they were going to call it the Marcus Phoenix collection, but that is the most like wished for thing and voted up thing on that site, the feedback site. So I would assume that they would let a studio put that in 1080p 60 frames. That's not going to take a lot of work. I could definitely see them doing that. Maybe doing the kind of reworking Gears 1, because I thought Gears 2 and 3 already looked really great. So let them rework Gears 1, up it a little bit. Boom, there you go, package it. I think they have kind of that situation to do because the way they've done Halo 4. So I think that they're kind of forced to do like the better value 3 or 4 games for the one price of one. You know, definitely what they don't want to do is offer one single game as a full price. Yeah.
Yeah, people go off on that. So, but I do see a collection coming, of Gears. I can see that really happening. Don't know what the name of it will be. Hopefully, it will be the Marcus Phoenix collection. That sounds like a slick name to call it.
Yeah, I mean, for me, I don't care. Just as long as it comes out, because like I said, I've got so many damn friends.
It might even just be like Halo anniversary. It could be Gears anniversary. For a collection. That's a slick name, man. That name's slick.
Yeah, I like it, man. I like it.
Yeah, the name for a collection is real nice.
Yeah. So, all right, man. Do we got any more? Just maybe one more?
Yeah. Let me refresh the page. Hold on one second.
Boy, these guys are fighting hard to try to tell us that Xbox Live is down for a bunch of people that don't even have Xbox Ones. They're like, Xbox Live's down. I'm like sitting here literally playing on Xbox Live right now.
What you playing?
Right now, I'm about to go. I'm on some Killer Instinct.
Killer Instinct, okay, yeah. Is you online with it?
Yeah, man. I'm connected right now.
Oh, okay. Sure.
Yeah, let me see. Let me go to new. We can do one more, two more, and hold on.
Isn't it funny though how like they're like so salty that they like want to go out of their way to try to prove that Xbox Live? Because this guy keeps on posting social and gaming could be limited, but I'm online right now, kiddo. You know what I'm saying?
You can't get, even if it's limited, we can get on. You guys can't do shit.
Dude, and guess what?
Like that.
It's only one game apparently. It's Diablo 3.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, you guys are trying, dude. This guy, thankfully, CJ posted it. It's Diablo 3 on Xbox One and 360, which I guess is the servers, which isn't Microsoft servers, by the way. Yeah. So you guys can keep trying.
Hey,
man.
I'm gonna tell you, I'm on Battlefield 4 right now, and I just got into the match. So stop it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
It's not down. I'm on Battlefield 4 right now. I just clicked it on there, and team deathmatch.
I'm getting my ass kicked as we speak, live on Killer Instinct, because I can't really pay attention and do this at the same time. So
the damage control. The damage control is real.
Myth busted, bitches. Myth busted. I'm online. We're both online right now on our Xbox Ones. We aren't on that fucking welfare system PSN, bro. This is Xbox Live.
Bitches.
That's what I'm talking about. Dumb fucks.
Niggas, this guy said the Tomb Raider franchise is dead. The fans have left. Wow. Really? I don't think Tomb Raider is dead.
The last one was probably one of the best selling in the entire franchise.
Damn
it, man! Bitches be doing combo breakers and shit on me.
All right, we got one more. That's it. Anybody that wants to see Zaire do the ice bucket challenge? Yeah, I do the ice bucket challenge. Yeah, I take the challenge. All right, well that's it. Well, going once.
Hey guys, you guys can check it out, man. I'm playing against this guy named Deathstroke online, man. But that's odd since it's down, right, fellas? Hey, Showstopper, what are you doing, man? You playing
Battlefield right now, man. Got Slade.
And you playing that online, right?
Online right now.
All right, I got one last question. He says, this is from Omazio. Last question: what are y'all reaction to Dr. Trey plea for Operation Platinum to make Bayonetta 2 sell 1 million copies on the Wii U? He's begging for all of Wii U owners to go out and buy um, Bayonetta 2 so they can sell 1 million
Hmm.
copies.
Uh,
Right.
you know what? I hope it does sell well, but something tells me that an M-rated game like that isn't going to sell very well at all. Holy shit! I can do two things at once. I'm whooping this guy's ass.
I'm gonna be real with you. If Call of Duty only sold less than 200,000 copies, I don't know. I don't know. What Bayonetta 2 will sell. Just to be
Xbox,
on.
record that. This
I
bitch
don't
is
know.
getting fucked up, man. I want to record that shit.
I don't know what. I don't know what band. I think it's silly as hell. I
Hmm.
don't know. That's kind of creepy. I don't know. Dr. Trey is I don't know what the fuck's up with that dude, man. But anyway, any more questions? Like I said, thank you
That's
guys for coming by watching the show. Warrior Ward to be here next week.
hmm
Um, we see you guys again next Sunday.
Yeah,
It's
thanks
the
for
big
watching,
game
you
of small
guys,
talk,
man. Rack 'em up.
And if your grandmother got a fat ass, give her my number.
I'll add.
Bang bang.